Alright guys, in this video we're going to cover the basics of marketing. Now, just like in sales, you can create a whole course on just marketing alone, but I'm going to cover the basics that you're going to need to know in order to have a better understanding of how sales and marketing affect the success of your business. Marketing 101. Like in sales, you need to know who you're marketing to. This is going to go back to your customer avatar. Who is your ideal client? Who is the person that you're going to be trying to get their attention? Whose attention are you trying to grab? Because marketing is all about attention. Marketing is all about getting your name out there, telling people that you exist, because you could have the best product, you could have the best service, the best company, whatever. If no one knows you exist, you're not going to succeed. Once you figure out who your target market is and who you're going to be marketing to, marketing is all about psychology. People buy things because of the emotions that they feel when they buy a product or a service. So for example, look at Apple. Why is Apple one of the most successful companies in the world? It's just a phone, right? There are plenty other phones like it. They're touchscreen and all this, but everybody always goes crazy for the new iPhone. Whenever they get a new phone, a new iPhone, they like to show it off and tell their friends and family about it. Why is that? Because Apple is associated with luxury. Apple is a fashion statement now. It's a status symbol. So when people buy from Apple, they feel a sense of like they belong to a high-end crowd. There's that feeling of like, I have the new iPhone, you know what I'm saying? Apple did a great job of creating that feeling of status with their product. Just like anything else, there's also solving a problem. So what's gonna help you a lot in your marketing is telling the client off the bat, or the person that you're marketing to, what problem you're gonna solve for them. People wanna know what problem you're gonna solve for them within like the first 5 seconds. If you don't tell them what problem you're gonna be solving, they're just gonna scroll right past your ad and they're just gonna move on to the next person. Why? Because people are selfish. They don't have time for you. They have their own problems. They have their own things going on. They don't got time to listen to your whole story about how you started your business and where you're from and your name and all this. People just wanna know, what can you do for me? What are you going to do for me? How is your product, your company, your service going to make my life better? That's how you have to think when you're creating an ad, when you're creating a video to promote, to run, to get new clients. People want to know what problem you're going to solve for them. So if you're a landscaper, what problems are you going to solve for your client? Your ideal client is probably a little bit older. They can't really maintain their own lawn anymore. They're busy. They're probably a business owner. They're probably, running around. They don't have time to do their own lawns. What problem are you solving for them? You're giving them a beautiful front lawn that's gonna be better than their neighbors. Their house, when you're driving, is gonna be the nicest house on the block. That's the way you kind of want to craft an ad whenever you're thinking about marketing to a client. Number 3, you want to think about how you're gonna generate leads. Like I said, marketing is all about getting attention. So how will you generate leads? What is a lead? A lead is a potential client. A lead is someone who is qualified to buy your product or service, right? There's so many ways to generate leads, guys. YouTube videos, Facebook ads, Yelp, Google ads, word of mouth. There's so many ways to generate leads, and that's all gonna depend on your budget, what you're gonna be able to spend and how you're gonna want to acquire a customer. The number one immutable law of marketing is he or she who is willing and able to spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. What does that mean? It means whoever has the most money to acquire a new customer is going to win. So if you can only spend $100 on an ad and you have another person doing the same thing you're doing and they can spend $500 to run a similar ad to the same person, that person is going to win because their ad is going to get shown more. It's going to be spread out to more people. Their dollars are going to go a lot further. But there's a lot of intricate details that go into like actually setting up an ad, click-through and ratios and all that stuff. So how you're going to generate leads, that goes into number 4 also, which is, are you going to run paid ads or are you going to rely on word of mouth? Both of these work. If you have money, you can speed up your process of acquiring a customer by running paid ads. However, just because you pay for an ad doesn't necessarily mean that ad is going to convert into a sale, because you could be creating a horrible ad. Your ad could suck. Your copy could suck. Just because you pay to run an ad doesn't necessarily mean you're going to create a customer out of that. There's also good old word of mouth. Word of mouth is the original form of marketing. The best way to get your product, your company, your service out there is get people to talk about you. Because the one advantage that word of mouth has over paid advertising is the fact that it's coming from another person. Usually, like let's say you're a barber, you're offering haircuts and this and that. If you do a really good job on one person that knows 100 people, they're probably going to tell 3. But If you do a horrible job, that one person is gonna tell all 100 people like, hey, don't go with this guy, he messed up my hair, like this and that. So people will always be quicker to talk bad about you than talk good about you. So you got to keep that in mind when you're relying on word of mouth. Like if your product and service isn't the best of the best, then it's not really gonna generate new leads for you. Like you have to really wow and be the best of the best in order for word of mouth to be like your only source of marketing. Now, paid advertising, you can run paid ads on Yelp. You can run paid ads on Google, Facebook, Instagram. That's all good and dandy. However, your content is going to have to be really good, and also your branding. Before you run any paid ads, you better make sure you have a website up. You better make sure you have all of your social media platforms up, so when they see your ad and they click, they're gonna need some type of website to go to fill out a questionnaire to where they can request a quote from you. How you run a paid ad, you're gonna need a landing page or a website for the person to go to. So you're gonna run the ad is gonna show up on their Instagram feed or wherever. It's gonna say click here for an estimate or click here for more information. They're gonna click, it will go to your website. On your website, you should have a phone number, a form, or something that they can fill out to contact you in order for you to give them an estimate or go give them a quote on something or whatever. So there's a whole process to the marketing. You can always go into much more detail, but these are the basics that you're gonna need to know. And marketing and sales go hand in hand, guys. One is not more important than the other. They both need to be used together in order to make sure that your company is as successful as it can possibly be.